Cool. Welcome to my world of plants. Here we are. I'm Andrea, or Gaea, and you're at the Eco Collective today in my tiny jungle in the dance studio. So I moved here over 10 years ago, and I inherited a lot of these plants. And a lot of the ones that are still here are cuttings of the original plants that came with the house. So when I moved in, this place was kind of in shambles. My friends own the building, and it's been a community house for, 15 years. And a lot of the plants were mostly dead. My friend Dan was taking care of them. And so, yeah, when I came in, I was getting my degree in urban agriculture and horticulture, and this place was amazing. Wait till you see the Rooftop Garden. So, yeah, a lot of these, let's see, this guy, are a cactus over there. Right, he just keeps getting bigger. He can't actually move out of that corner anymore because I don't know where else to put him so people don't die when they try to move around the dance studio. This guy, and I don't know many of the actual plant names, but yeah, I love this one. This one is pretty incredible. I have to keep kind of getting the vines in check, but they've gone up on these lights all the way up. Last year, they wound their way through and actually opened up the window and went outside, and I had to repair the window. It was pretty amazing. Yeah, and then when I moved here too, we had this big kind of like entryway here with a jade plant that had all of these jade babies, but it was disintegrating from the stalk, and they all were just like falling over. I knew nothing about jade, except that my great-grandfather had a really cool one, and so I was like, I want this plant. And so then I started taking cuttings of them and making some pretty epic jade babies. So there's 2 there. I have a lot upstairs, which you'll see later, and then a couple more sprinkled out. I love them. And we have people who drop off plants here all the time. Like, oh, you're good with plants. Here.
That's funny.
Have my palm. I'm moving.
What about these ones?
These ones were all here as well. No, this one came from a yoga studio where it got too big. And I have to keep cutting this guy down because these money trees just get long and lanky around here. I love this guy. This one doesn't need a lot of light, and so this one gets moved around the studio. I have most of these now on little wheels. So depending on the event we have, I can scooch them around, create different landscapes around plants.
What's that one?
I don't actually know what this guy is. But they have them in Costa Rica as well.
I like that you have a lot of plants, but you don't know what the names are.
I know. Kind of silly.
What's this one? You don't know this one?
That one's a money tree.
This is a big money tree.
Yeah, it's a really big money tree. And so indoor about this time every year, the leaves start, kind of starts like shedding and molting. These beer potted. It's on the list.
Yeah.
So this guy is pretty incredible. These ones grow all over in Costa Rica, and they grow up the giant, huge rainforest trees, just straight up. What I love about this one is the roots that it has. Right, they come out from, you can see the different nodes wherever the leaves come out. And then these in the jungle attach right like into the plant. Sometimes they're known as strangler plants because of that, but they like go into the bark and kind of like wrap around. Or if they go along a branch, then they drop straight down and then create their own roots from the tree branches and almost create a wall. It's pretty epic. However, here, I don't have giant trees they grow up on, so I take the roots and kind of just weave them back in. And because of that, this one is able to be cut pretty well. So you can see, they just kind of like, shoop, want to keep binding around. So just keep looping them in on themselves and cutting them off.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Wait, now it's changed again.
Oh, great.
And now the light's good.
Yeah. So then this is, right, one of those apothos, question mark. And This guy. Do you know the name of this one?
What's a monstera?
Monstera. Great. Anyways, his roots are pretty epic right now.
How long have you kept that in that jar?
I don't know. Time's relevant, isn't it? It's a couple months. It's been there for a couple months. Probably, I put this one in the jar when we got those speakers, which was probably last spring.
I'll recommend that you change the water out with new filtered water, or else the plants can get sick.
Oh yeah, definitely. So a huge thing about having plants in this space is, one, I travel a lot. Two, it's a community space and other people help me take care of the plants or do things with the plants or say they'll do things with the plants and then don't or do totally different things. So yeah, this guy needs a good rinsing and a couple good washings. But I believe this is going to my assistant Amanda's house on Tuesday. So, yeah.
And then your Dieffenbachia.
Huh?
Then your Dieffenbachia.
This one?
Yep.
So this one's a little sad. When I moved into, all the plants had a very crazy scale infection, right? If you want to see, the newer leaves don't have it so much, but the older ones usually do. They have this little glossy texture. These little tiny scales you can kind of peel off with your fingernail. Anyways, it takes constant washing and spraying, and with how much I travel, this other ones, we've been able to get rid of it, but not this one. So cut it back and hopefully be able to let these guys sprout up or change it. We'll see what happens. I'm leaving again tomorrow for another 10 days on the road, so.
That's intense, but you have other people to watch them.
We do, yeah. But not all of them are plant humans, so they do the best.
Right.
I love this one, man.
This is a fun shot. Look at this shot.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's everything for down here, right?
I think that is, except for the dead eucalyptus.
That's what?
They're fragrant.
They're fragrant?
Yeah. So we have a big rooftop garden upstairs, and I grow a lot of medicinal herbs. That's what one of my real big passions is cultivating locally grown and seasonal herbs. So these are all things that I planted about 10 years ago. Now I harvest a lot for my classes and my events so I can have nourishing herbal tea. The nettles we have upstairs grow like crazy. So I have, I think, 3 or 4 jars like this.
Wow.
It's nuts. And I didn't even do the last harvest because I couldn't even. There's so many nettles. So these are all plants that are specifically good for like re-mineralizing the blood and getting your body back in tune. This is my kettle lemon. And so in the summertime, these just go huge and crazy. And it's cool.
That's awesome.
I know a lot more of the names of plants outside than I do inside. Okay, so there's more plants upstairs. Maybe I have a problem, maybe I don't. So yeah, this one is a cutting from that guy we saw downstairs. Matt says, kind of like a ZZ plant, but it's not. It's a vining one, but it has the same quality of leaf.
Oh my God.
With, yeah, it's from a gig. Right, and it comes all the way up. Leaves around, I don't think I can ever take this thing off now. But it goes up, weaving around this, and it like inserts itself into the drop ceiling every now and again. Whoop! There we go. There you go, there's a better view. Oh, that's pretty epic, isn't it? Anyways, it has these beautiful cluster, like kind of juicy flowers that drip nectar. They're very, like, I don't know, they have a lot of water in them. They're light pink with these bright pink pops of like 3 clusters in the center. And these gorgeous clusters that just hang down kind of all at once. And they drop them all over the place. Here's the dead guys.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone left this guy here too. I found it being not watered in a roommate's room. So now it has.
You're saving
like,
so many plants.
I mean, that's what I do. And now, welcome to the Haven.
Ooh.
My favorite place in the house. Here's my cat again.
Spiderwort. That's it. People will call this, and it's not right, but people will call it Wandering Jew.
Yes.
Or Speedy Henry, but it's actually not that. They'll mistake it for that.
Oh, interesting.
But maybe
I mean,
people do call it that, and they call two different plants the same thing.
That's usually it. You know, the common names are.
They just use it for multiple plants.
Yeah, you know, because, I mean, they grow so similarly. They have these bits. Yeah, so this guy's interesting. Kind of hard to water. I need to get a different pot this year when I travel. But I love this guy. So this plant was giant and huge. Mm-hmm. And my friend was in here working on my foot. I'm a dancer and my feet are always needing love. And it was the day that Prince died. And this thing randomly pulled out of the ceiling after being up for like 6 or 7 years. It just fell, and this purple plant rained all over the room. It was pretty neat. And we were like, what is this? My friend's really hilarious. I was like, it's a sign of something. We just have to wait and see. Text me this. She's like, Prince died. It was purple rain.
That is accurate.
It was. Yep. This is an oxalis, a purple oxalis. Got a little dry when I left on the last trip in October, but it's...
And you can eat those?
You can eat these?
Yeah, I'm excited to see you try it.
Right now?
Yeah, take a leaf.
I'm not gonna die.
Nope.
Nope.
It's a lot of leaves. Like a rabbit.
Usually. Oh, they're so good. They're just like...
But you can put them in drinks and salads and...
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
But they're just like...
They're kind of citrusy.
Mm-hmm. They're just like the guys outside that I eat all the time. What are they called? Is it the little yellow flowers? Maybe they're also called oxalis.
For a second, I was like, what guys?
Little men.
These little men.
Okay, so funny story about all of these Christmas cactuses, which are gorgeous and in bloom right now, as well as this little, like, finger teddy bear cactus. I love this one so much. So I stroke it. It's so great. My grandma, my Nana, after my dada died, was just over all of her giant, huge, beautiful houseplants, and I put them into her garage to die because she was so depressed and sad. So I took them all home, and here they are. And I've made cuttings of them all for her and given her tiny baby ones back because she thinks they're cuter. But yeah, this one's...
It's a nice one.
I know. This was actually my great-grandmother's. So this is probably at least 40 or 50 years old, I would assume. Because these guys can get really old.
Yeah.
Continue. So, this one's really pretty. And then this teddy bear cactus I've made huge amounts of cuttings off of too. Just loves it. I just love how that gets these little like baby nubbins.
Yeah, it's really cute.
No. Yeah.
Is that this
rescue mission.
This zebra succulent?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's 2 different kinds. There's this one came off of that big guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then these guys came off of this one. And I just recently pruned this back. I went through a phase where, I don't know, maybe not enough water, maybe too much. And like all of the mature plants died. And then I pulled them all away recently. And there's all of these babies underneath.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's kind of like a life cycle.
Yeah.
It seemed. Because there was no explanation I really could see. Just keeping it the same.
And
there's your favorite.
I know.
He's getting really leggy. Time to trim.
This is actually a...
Citronella Centenarian.
Is it? No. I mean, yeah, it is. No, it's the same. It's the same. I was wondering if it was like a slightly different variation. Your leaves are just a bit softer than mine are.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
Who knows? Yeah.
Money tree.
Yeah. I keep cutting that guy down too. But I love him there.
Really big money trees.
Yeah. You know, that's something as artists I'm always working on cultivating.
Money trees.
having abundance. So these money trees, yeah, kind of symbolic of that guy.
And you propagated this here as well?
Yeah, this was in a jar of cuttings, and I put all these here. It's time for it to get moved. It needs a little bit more light for these spider warts, but I like how it's climbing up this mirror. Just kind of, it's a nice thing to have when you're looking in the mirror, to have greenery around you.
No.
Yeah.
This is another mirror shot.
Oh, here we go.
I think it's pathos.
Is it?
Me thinks.
Okay, well, this is a baby from the one upstairs.
We're gonna figure this out.
Okay. Mysteries.
Look at this really interesting plant.
Yeah, she's potentially the most complicated of them all. 11 turned 11 recently.
Wow.
Didn't she, darling? Even though I don't actually know. This is mother of thousands, and this plant propagates so quickly and easily. It's beautiful, though, with all the striations on the back. And you can see the little baby mother of thousands in this pot that needs some repotting action also. But these little guys grow.
And they get pretty big pretty fast?
Yeah, they get pretty big pretty fast. These are the babies that we just pulled off all of the outsides of the leaves. You can see how they have... Focus, focus, focus. You can see how they have the little roots ready to go. So they attach on these outer nodes of the leaves, right? Can you see those little teeth? And on the insides of the teeth, these little guys attach, and they grow their roots while they're attached to the mother plant, like thousands of them, right? Just on every single surface of the leaf. And then as you bump it or as you pull them off, they fall down to the ground and then create tons of new babies everywhere.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think this cat's in every shot.